Deep in the valley, in the serene town of Starview, Texas, where the only thing that stirred the dust was the stray breeze every night after dinner, the routine of everyday life was as predictable as a country song. But this placid existence was about to be jarred by an event so absurd it might have been penned by a particularly mischievous publisher of a particularly mischievous magazine. Enter Miss Laura Bennett, the school nurse whose enthusiasm for experimental medicine was matched only by her penchant for the risque and the unorthodox. Her latest experiment, a suppository that promised to turn any run-of-the-mill student into an intellectual dynamo. Miss Laura Bennett was the sort of woman who could turn a medical exam into a theater of the absurd. Her newest discovery, the suppository designed to enhance cognitive function, was hailed by her as a miracle of modern science. The idea of this product was both tantalizing and utterly peculiar. It was, after all, not every day that one found themselves with a health supplement that required the most intimate of applications. To make this story great, her choice for the test was Carla Thompson, a senior at Starview High who, despite her rather average academic performance, was about to get more than she bargained for. Carla, with a mixture of teenage curiosity and a touch of reckless abandon, accepted the suppository with an eager twinkle in her eye. The experience began with a peculiar sort of anticipation, one that might have been akin to waiting for the first kiss after a first date. Once Carla got home and inserted the suppository where it goes, there was an oddly familiar feeling followed by an instant transformation that was both swift and spectacular. Her hair went from blonde to brown. Her brain, once a sleepy field of modest achievements, now buzzed with an electric fervor that soon made her the belle of the academic ball. She mastered complex theories, aced her tests, and her SAT scores were so high they practically levitated off the page. It was as though Carla had discovered a secret treasure trove of intelligence, all thanks to a little intimate intervention. Yet, as with all stories of excess and ambition, the thrill of intellectual ascent came with a hefty price. As the effects of the suppository began to wear off, Carla found herself plunging into a horrifying abyss of cognitive decline. Her previous brilliance dissolved into a fog of confusion, her once sharp wit now floundering like a fish out of water. It was a slow-motion descent from the heights of academic ecstasy to the depths of intellectual impotence, as though every time the drug's effects waned, she found herself more lost, more bewildered than before. The cycle of brilliance and dread was both cruel and intoxicating. Desperate to cling to her newfound genius, Carla's life became an absurd dance of consumption and crisis management. Each day she sought out her beloved suppositories with a fervor that suggested more than just a quest for knowledge. It was a compulsion, an addiction that bordered on the erotic. Her dependency on the drug grew, each dose an intimate affair with a momentary flash of brilliance. The once simple act of inserting a suppository had turned into a dark ritual, a desperate bid to stave off the creeping shadows of her own mediocrity. Then came the day when Miss Bennett's stock of experimental suppositories ran dry. The ensuing panic was as profound as it was tragic. Stripped of her precious intellectual crutch, Carla's mind spiraled into a nightmarish realm where even the simplest tasks became Herculean challenges. Her once quick wit and clever repartee were reduced to incoherent mumblings and blank stares. The town of Starview watched in a mixture of horror and grim fascination as Carla's descent into intellectual oblivion unfolded. Her story became a local legend, a darkly comedic tale of how a quest for brilliance led to a catastrophic fall from grace. So, Starview returned to its placid rhythm, forever altered by the unnerving lesson in excess and moderation. Miss Bennett, now a figure of tragicomic infamy, abandoned her experiments, her grand ambitions turned into cautionary whispers. Carla's ordeal went down in the annals of history as a vivid reminder of the perils that come with chasing unattainable heights and the importance of knowing when to say when. In the end, the town learned that sometimes the most intimate of innovations can lead to the most unexpected and horrifying of consequences.